Welcome back to our channel. I want to thank you for joining from wherever you're watching us from around the world. I always appreciate your time. Listen, folks, Nigeria is on the spotlight at the moment. These are critical times across the region, and more importantly, Nigeria has been singled out in this particular instance. It's talking about geostrategic engagement. The country of the United States of America has put Nigerians out there to question the Nigerian own government's own perspective, and more importantly, Nigeria's own position in regards to the challenges in the country of Nigeria. The current leader of the country of the United States of America, Mr. Donald Trump, has made some strong words to the country of Nigeria. Let me say this again. The United States of America has put South Africa on the spotlight in the past couple of months. And more importantly, the current leader of the United States, Mr. Donald Trump, is a transactional president, like I've pointed out. However, sometimes he brings up something because he's using the aspect of the carrot and the stick. If you understand geostrategic engagement, these accusations that the leader of the country of the United States have made it on the country of Nigeria, I want to say that Nigerians should take it very carefully and also approach it with a grain of salt, and more importantly, hold its facts clear. The United States of America at the moment is going out there to engage the country of Nigeria from the strategic point of view, but again questioning Nigeria's own particular position in a very critical matter internally. Make no mistake, African countries are going through a challenging period at the moment as the Sahel regions have decided to go in their own way. ECOWAS is a relic of itself at the moment. The African Union cannot make some strategic choices at this particular time. The country of Nigeria, the darling of the United States of America from another perspective, Nigeria again refused to take the deportees from the country of the United States of America. However, that's not the issue yet. Mr. Trump is asking a genuine question, and I expect the country of Nigeria to step up to the plate and make it clear where they stand regards to this important conversation. But what I'm hearing coming from the country of Nigeria, I'm not saying that Nigeria should collapse, Nigeria should bow down to the United States, or Nigeria should take it from the emotional perspective, or Nigeria should succumb. Far from that, like I said in the previous video. However, when I listen to the foreign minister of the country of Nigeria, I find some of his answers very pathetic, and more importantly, he failed to recognize the importance of where Nigerians stand at the moment. Make no mistake, when I listen to his answer, talking about a recent meeting in the country of Germany, the foreign minister of Nigeria failed to articulate again once more on where Nigerians stand. For him to flash out there the constitution, talking about the sovereignty, that is not a question here. I expect the foreign minister of the so-called the giant of Africa to step up to the plate and make it clear to the United States of America where it stands. Geopolitics is a strategic game, and Nigeria should handle this particular United States of America's own communication carefully, because we know where it starts all the time. The country of South Africa has a playbook, and Nigeria should pay clear attention as to the reason why the United States of America bringing this up may not be coming out from the blue. Let's roll the clip from the Nigerian foreign minister in the country of Germany talking about this as a reporter was asking him a very important question. Let's listen to his answer.
Thank you very much. We got time for questions. The first question goes to Ms. Gerhäuser from Deutsche Welle.
Thank you very much, Mr. Honorable Minister Toga. I would like to address a question to you. The world is listening what comes out of a US president, its menaces, its allegations, its threats. How do you react here in Berlin with a strong partner at your side?
Well, I react by showing you what we have. I think the document that we came along with is what I want to show her. What we've done is we've articulated what our Constitution says about religious freedom, what our federal laws say about religious freedom, and no, not this. It's inside. No. This. Nigeria's constitutional commitment to religious freedom and rule of law. All the answers are in there. And this is what guides us. And this is what shows that it's impossible for there to be a religious persecution that can be supported in any way, shape, or form by the government of Nigeria at any level, be it federal, be it regional, be it local. It's impossible.
It is important that sovereignty is vital, no doubt. However, the geostrategic environment has changed, like I've pointed out, in North America at the moment, and the current situation should put African countries to be on their toes. It is important for the continent of Africa to start looking internally and solving its own challenges and difficulties. We saw the country of South Africa, despite the incredible effort, talking about the Russian-Ukrainian war peace effort, and also the United States of America's former ambassador, Mrs. Greenfield at the United Nations, has made it clear that the continent of Africa's own conflicts comes second. Secondary, let me put it that way, is insignificant in the eyes of some global community members, and African countries like Nigeria should step up. And for Nigeria at the moment to having this baggage, I'm talking about what's happening between the Christians and the Muslims, it's such a complicated situation that sometimes some officials may not get a better understanding. But I expected the foreign minister of Nigeria to articulate and lay out the position where Nigerians stand, because at this moment the geopolitical partners are watching very closely, and Nigeria should step up to the plate and make a statement like a nation that has been put under test. Let's roll this clip.
And our laws are there, and all the answers lie in this. And what we are trying to make the world understand is that we should not create another Sudan. Nigeria has a population of 230 million souls. It's the largest democracy on the African continent. It's the largest country on the continent. We've seen what has happened with Sudan, with agitations for the partitioning of Sudan based on religion, based on tribal sentiments, and you can see the crisis. Even when the partitioning was done according to religion or according to tribe, we're today talking about how to resolve crisis, not only in Sudan, northern Sudan, but also in southern Sudan. So it's important. And who gets left behind to work towards resolving such problems? It's us. It's the African countries. It's countries like Nigeria that is a member of the African Union's Peace and Security Council. So this is what I have to say. I'll share this copy with you. Thank you very much.
Because of the complexity with regards to this issue, talking about Mr. Trump's own comment regarding Nigeria's own position at the moment, Mr. Trump, like I said, he's a transactional president, and more importantly, if he comes up with something like this, the country of Nigeria must pay attention. He's walking the sticks and the carrot strategy or diplomacy, and Nigeria should not fall for it. Nigeria should come out clear. This issue is so complex that the United States of America, some officials may not understand. Again, it goes back to the basics. Like I said, Nigeria should come out clear and break it down on what's happening in the country of Nigeria, because failure to articulate this and communicate it properly may be perceived by the global media and some other officials who have no clue on what's happening in Nigerian own soil. But again, because of the complexity, I will give it to a channel that you may not agree with. Nick Robinson of CNN looked at it from a different perspective, more importantly, again, in an honest view based on this particular issue, talking about the complexity that's involved as to the reason why Mr. Trump's own comments may not be sitting really well in the country of Nigeria. And for the global audience, let Nick Robinson take a look at it, because it is so complex. Even Nick Robinson himself is struggling to figure out what's actually going on. Let's play the clip.
We want to return our attention now to Africa, where President Trump is leveling new threats of military action in Nigeria. Writing on Truth Social over the weekend that, in his words, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, then the U.S. military may very well go into Nigeria, quote, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. Here's a little bit more from the U.S. president.
They're killing record numbers of Christians in Nigeria. And they have other countries very bad also. You know that part of the world very bad. They're killing the Christians and killing them in very large numbers. We're not going to allow that to happen.
CNN's Nick Robertson is following these developments for us. So, Nick, I guess sort of a two-part question to start with. Number one, what is the reality of these claims that President Trump is making? And then two, how is Nigeria's government reacting to the threats from the U.S. president?
Yeah, and I think the sort of two things coincide in a way that both the Nigerian government and agencies sort of that investigate these attacks say that the data doesn't stack up with what the president is describing. Indeed, the former Nigerian foreign minister, who's also the former finance minister, is also currently the Director General of the World Trade Organization in London today, speaking earlier on with CNN, said that it's a very complex situation, that it is not perhaps as simple as the president portrays it, that there are other issues, there are environmental issues, and this is what the research is finding, and this is what government officials inside Nigeria are saying, that yes, Christians are being killed where these Islamist terror groups operate in the north of Nigeria, but also in perhaps even greater number, Muslims are being killed. The majority of the north of Nigeria is a majority Muslim population, so Muslims are being killed as well as Christians at the hands of these radical Islamists. So the picture that the president paints, that this is just hitting Christians, is being, if you will, taken apart and taken exception to. And the other thing that's being pointed out is this religion is not the only issue here. There are issues there of community, of land use. There are farmers there who grow crops on the land, traditionally Christians, but there's also conflict with the herders who move and follow the cattle. They're mostly Muslims. So the issues there are complex and beyond the way the president presents them. We've also heard from the advisor to the president of Nigeria, who said, look, we don't take what the president is saying at face value. We sort of see it, as he's done with other situations around the world, as a sort of an opening statement that may lead to a conversation with other Nigerian officials. And he said bluntly, we'd welcome support from the United States as long as it respects the sovereignty, territorial integrity of our country. He said we would like better fighter aircraft to combat these Islamist groups, better drones, better equipment. He said we have the troops. What we need better is support, military equipment support from the United States. I think at that level, what the president is stating as a cause is being taken down, and how it's being reflected back by the government in Nigeria is, yes, there's an issue of people being killed in our country. Would like some help. Can you do it?
Let me know in the comment section what you think regards to the complexity with regards to this issue in the country of Nigeria, and why the country of Nigeria should step behind and take a closer look in regards to this particular issue that the United States of America is bringing on the table. We all know that the country of Nigeria is going through some challenges at the moment, but again, the country is picking up itself. But more importantly, a huge comment like this coming from the United States of America should not be taken lightly. And again, I expect Nigeria to show leadership, not talk too much about their own sovereignty, because this is not about sovereignty. This is also about the country of Nigeria stepping up and saying that this is what's happening in the country, and we stand by that. It's not as if we're going to be looking at the sovereignty issues here, because that's going to be the error. Because again, the country of Nigeria depends and rely on the United States on a number of areas, talking about a whole lot of issues, because Nigeria is facing difficulties how to tackle these challenges that it's experiencing at the moment, and Nigeria should be careful on how we approach this issue. I want to thank you for watching. Leave me a comment, and I'll be looking forward to meeting you soon in our next episode. Have a good day. Bye-bye.